Hello, hola, peace. I hope everybody is good tonight. I pray that everybody is doing good, having a good night. To all my spring breakers, I hope everyone had a safe trip, safe travels to wherever you are going. I hope all my spring breakers are having a really great time or getting prepared to have fun, and just be safe out there, guys, because I want everybody to come back after spring break in one piece. Ashe. We're gonna speak that everybody is gonna go have a good time during spring break and come right on back in one piece and be ready to move on. But this is a great time. This is a rejuvenating period right now, so I can't even explain how excited that I am to have the week of spring break off, working in the school district. So this is a week that I get a chance to kind of rejuvenate and recoup some energy, although I'll still be working, working with my business, Oshun's Garden. As you guys can see, I have some of my jewelry on right now. So yeah, I'll still be working, but at the same time, it is a much needed break. So you guys have fun, be safe, and I look forward to seeing some of my friends possibly over this week. But yeah, so what we're here for right now is to discuss how to snag a Pisces for life. I'm talking about the long haul. I'm trying to give you guys information on how to deal with different signs as it relates to astrology, as far as being able to be compatible. Even if maybe because I had one person that asked me like, hey, well, I've looked up the astrology and my sign is this and the person I'm with is this, and it's saying that we're not compatible. Well, these are kind of like cheat codes to the game, guys. These are cheat codes that I'm giving you that you can use, and I hope that it helps you. Maybe there's some things, some aha moments that go off like, oh, wow, yeah, I understand what she's saying. I've experienced that with this person. It was like we can't get past. It's like a roadblock. I can promise you, if you take these things and just incorporate them in your relationship, it will make things a lot better, a lot more fluid. If you take this information and use it in application, okay? So you have to apply it in your relationship in order to see the benefits of each. Because remember, each person is an individual. Now, mind you, Pisces might be their sun, moon, or rising. It's not just their sun sign. So maybe the person that you're with is a Leo, but they have a Pisces moon. Or maybe they're, a Libra, but they have a Pisces ascendant. So that's their rising sign is Pisces. So this will affect different things. So it really depends on, and I really recommend all my long-term relationships out there, I recommend that you look at, if not you look at, or have someone who understands how to read natal charts. Basically, it's just a snapshot of the sky at the moment that you were born. That's really all it is. I would recommend that you get your natal chart read by an astrologer, so that you and your significant other, before you go into a lifelong contract like marriage, because marriage is supposed to be till death do us part, and we know that the divorce rate is like this. Relationships don't last like they used to. And a lot of that is because of people are getting married for the wrong reasons. We live in a time right now where capitalism is one of the things that really, money over everything, and unfortunately, love is one of those things that money is over. So people are getting married for money, for stability, and I'm not knocking that. But what I am saying, in order for a relationship to work, money cannot be the only factor. You do have to have compatibility. You do have to have chemistry. In order for something to last, those elements have to be there. So that being said, let's get into it. So how to snag a Pisces for life. The first thing that I have to give you guys, well, before we even get into that, I want to explain Pisces. This sign is the eldest sign in the zodiac. This is the last sign before we get ready to kick off a brand new year in astrology, as far as the next sign up is going to be starting completely over. Pisces is the end of the zodiac calendar year. So Pisces is the last sign, and it is the most mature, and it is the oldest, the elder. It is ruled by Neptune, and it's a 12th house. Its house is the 12th house, which is the house of internalized different hidden secrets, hidden things that are inside, not necessarily on the outside, which is the exact polar opposite of the first house, which is next up, which is the house of what is outside, what you see face value. Before you even go internal, it's just outwardly appearances. So just remember that, which is the polar opposite of the first house, which is ruled by Mars, and its sign is Aries. So Aries and Pisces are like polar opposites. So if you're in a relationship if you're an Aries and a Pisces in a relationship together, you really need to be getting a little bit of help in learning ways of how to deal with each other if you guys are in a relationship. So 12th house, and it's ruled by Neptune, which is one of the slower moving planets. It does not move as well, actually the slowest moving. So yes. So the first bit of advice that I have to deal with this subject is to explore their fantasies. Explore their fantasies, because Pisces is a very dreamy, imaginative, creative sign. And I have here, make it safe in your relationship. Make it safe within the confines of your friendship or relationship for Pisces to explore their innermost imaginative ideas without judgment. Never judge your Pisces mate for their creativity, or the way that they, express themselves, or the way that they choose to dress, or the way that they choose to act, or to write, or to do whatever it is that they do, the way they choose to fix their hair, the way they choose to do this, because that's an expression, that's an outward expression of that internalized creativity that Pisces has innately. So make it safe. Make your relationship a safe place for your Pisces mate to explore their creativity and their imagination and all those things without facing judgment. If you're judging your Pisces mate a lot, if you find yourself judging them and saying judgmental things to them, like, what? Why you want to do that? Even if you don't get it, be willing to explore it. If you don't understand it, hey, explain it to me. Let's talk about it. Let's, if your Pisces is, talking about a spaceship, hey, I admire their spaceship. You know what I'm saying? Well, baby, you gonna get it. Well, I'm gonna be co-pilot on your spaceship with you. You know what I'm saying? You have to be open with Pisces. You have to make it safe for them. Don't make them feel that they have to stay internalized with those things and those thoughts and their imagination, their dreams. Don't let them, because they already have a tendency to be really introspective. Allow them to get it all out. And a really famous Pisces that I want to bring up to give you an idea of what I mean by their creativity is Erykah Badu. She is a Pisces. There are a lot of other famous Pisces, but I just brought her out because I want you to remember, that is the nature of that imaginativeness of Pisces. All right, so the first thing is to explore their fantasies. Explore the fantasy world with Pisces. Allow them to go there, wherever there is for them, allow them to go, and you have to be along for the ride. You have to be along for the ride, just point blank and period, if you're with a Pisces. Okay, So the second thing I have is to know when and how to give them space. Know when and how to give a Pisces space, because they need space sometimes. Don't feel the need to always, be around the Pisces, your Pisces mate. If they're kind of in a funk, and they, because they feel emotions regularly. That's one of the things that Pisces feels different things that a lot of us don't even pay attention to. Pisces pays attention to feelings and emotions of not just themselves, but those around them. So, and a lot of times it's hard for them to turn that off. So if one day, your Pisces mate is in a funk, and you're the type of person to be like, well, baby, what's wrong? Baby, what can I do? What happened? Tell me about it. Talk to me. Why don't you talk to me? Why don't you do this? That will drive a Pisces crazy, because sometimes they don't need to talk. Sometimes they just need space. So be understanding of a Pisces need to have space and a long time, and time to go inside of themselves. And it's not personal. Even if they catch an attitude with you, even if they, call you a name or something, understand it's not personal. It's just, leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? Just allow me to figure this out. Just give me a minute, okay? So you have to understand that sometimes Pisces just need a long time. They just need space. Just give them space. Allow them to feel those emotions, whatever they need to feel, and come back to you better. Allow them to get over it and come back to you better. So know when and how to give your Pisces mate space. Next, I have be a thermostat. Be a thermostat. If you're in a relationship with the Pisces, you have got to be a thermostat, because a Pisces by nature is more of a thermometer, because of the fact that they feel the emotions of not just themselves but others around them. This is the most highly intuitive sign of all the signs in the Zodiac. So because they are so innately able to feel everything, when they walk into a room, they feel this, they feel that, all of that bottled up. You have to be in the relationship. When they come home from work, be the thermostat that they need, because they've experienced all these different people, all these different emotions, all these different things that they have to deal with on a regular basis just out in the world. What Pisces would want to come home to another thermometer? They need to come home to someone who is a constant. You're constantly set on 73 degrees, constantly. And I know that may be difficult, but that's something that you have to work on. If you're, let's say you are also possibly a water sign, or you have a lot of water in your chart and you feel a lot as well. That's just one of those things that you all will have to work out if you want to have a sustained long-term relationship with that Pisces that you're with. Somebody has got to be the thermostat. Somebody has got to be the one that's set. Or both of you keeping in mind that thing about each other, and it can be both. But yeah, I have helped Pisces to balance their deep fluctuating emotions by being consistent in your relationship with them emotionally, okay? So be as consistent as you are possibly able to in your relationship with your Pisces. They will appreciate that. That's something that will definitely keep Pisces falling in love with you more and more and more every day, is your consistency. Your emotions are consistent. Okay. The next thing I have is to keep your word. Keep your word. Be a man or a woman of your word when you are dating or married to a Pisces. No broken promises. Like, if you tell a Pisces that you're going to do something, you better do it. You got to do it, because with Pisces, that is a sign that takes everything in. They don't take things lightly. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, well, I love you, and but at the same time, you don't treat them. You really don't love them, but you tell them you love them to keep them around. Pisces is not, that is not going to work with the Pisces. No, that's not, they're going to call your BS and you're going to regret it. So with the Pisces, keep your word in a relationship. Guys, I know it's super hard. I know it's hard sometimes keeping every promise. But that's why make your promises count. When you're dating or if you're married to a Pisces, make them count. Be wise about the things that you promise them. Don't just promise Pisces the moon and you can't deliver the moon to Pisces. That's not a sign you want to do that too. Some signs can get over stuff quickly, pretty easily. They may get mad, but, like with fire signs, they'll get mad at you, blow up at you, but, they can move past. But Pisces is one of those signs that it's big on commitment, trust, and being responsible. Because remember, it's the oldest. This is the most mature sign in the Zodiac. So yes, keep your word in your relationship. Keep your word with Pisces. The next thing that I have is to be open and honest in the beginning. Don't you come in that relationship with that Pisces with a mask on and think that it's going to last and think you're going to, just swoon this man or this woman off of their feet and get them to love you and all this stuff, but you're not being real about who you are and what you have going on. And I mean, whether it be on a material level, whether it be on an emotional level, whatever level that you're not being honest about, don't do it with Pisces. No. Be open and honest in the beginning of your relationship. Pisces hate it when people wear masks because Pisces cannot wear masks. I'm not saying that they can't as far as, for a short period of time, but typically with Pisces, if you're in a long-term relationship, we're talking about a lifelong commitment with the Pisces. No, they're transparent. They can't wear masks. So they really dislike when others wear masks with them. And they typically, because of the fact that their intuition is so heightened, they can typically call bull BS. You know what I'm saying? So yes, with your Pisces, be open and honest. Next, encourage and affirm them. Be an encourager, be a motivator with your Pisces. Help your Pisces to be confident, to fight that natural urge to be self-critical, because remember they're ruled by the 12th house, which is that internal conflicts, internalized thinking. It doesn't necessarily have to be negative, but typically it can be that way if it's not. Remember, in every last video I've talked about self-mastery. If you haven't mastered with fire signs, it's about mastering your passions, because a fire sign is ruled by its passion. Water signs are ruled by their emotions. So if they haven't mastered those emotions and being in control of the emotions, then yes, they can be self-critical. So where you play in as the mate or the significant other, spouse or friend of a Pisces, is to be an encourager and affirm them, so that they're not so self-critical of themselves, constantly doubting themselves, constantly second guessing their decisions, feeling like they're not adequate. So and they can get drowned in their own emotions. They can be drowned in their own emotions. So that's where you come in. That's where you come in, and you encourage them and you motivate them, and you give them just that direction that they may need to get them out of that self-critical thinking, that self-critical thought process that 12th house can sometimes represent. The next thing I have for keeping, not just attracting your Pisces, but keeping them for the long term, keeping your Pisces with their eyes only on you, team you. You want your Pisces with you. The next thing I have is to keep their secrets. People, keep their secrets. If a Pisces confides in you, make sure you take that to the grave or they'll never trust you again. I'm going to say that again. If a Pisces confides in you, make sure you take that to the grave or they'll never trust you again. Relationship issues with your Pisces should not be the topic of discussion with the block, on the block, every time you guys fall out, or you'll lose their trust. So basically, you know, like in some relationships with some people, anytime you have a problem in the relationship, what's the first thing they do? Pick up the phone and call this friend. Pick up this phone, call this friend. Pick up that phone, call this other friend. Pick up this phone, call this other friend. So now everybody knows that all of you all's business. And the minute that you do work out whatever issue that you guys had in your relationship, now everybody is biased and is judgmental, and they can't even accept the fact that you guys have worked that issue out. And you have people now looking at you as being stupid for staying with that person, and the other person is being, you know, whatever you painted the picture out of them being while you were mad at them, although now you're not mad at them anymore, but everybody else is still mad at them. And you've created this big chaotic situation. So with Pisces, you cannot do that. You cannot do that. Pisces are big on, I won't say secrets, but on privacy. Pisces are big on privacy. They really, really, really respect privacy. Pisces can tend to actually be very reclusive people. Very reclusive people. I'm not saying that you don't have extroverted Pisces, but they're typically only extroverted when they have to be, as far as with business and stuff like that. But when it comes down to their home life, Pisces tend to be very private. So word to the wise, words of advice to people who are dating, interested, or married to Pisces: keep your business at home. Keep your business at home. That's how you keep your Pisces for life. For life. Now, I can understand, you know, if it's something that's, you know, just a big deal in your relationship, seeking advice from, you know, maybe somebody in your family. But whoever that you reach out to, make sure it's somebody that you can trust. Not only that you can trust, but that you can trust with your Pisces information as well. So whoever you're reaching out to, just what I'm saying is just don't get on the horn with your business, the business of your relationship with that Pisces, or you're going to lose their trust. You're going to lose their trust. And Pisces are big on trust. They are big on trust. All right. And the last bit of information that I have, the last little bit of advice that I can give you if you are with a Pisces, is to go ahead and take infidelity out of your mind. Go ahead and take it out now. There's infidelity. Let's go ahead, snatch it out, throw it away, right? No, infidelity is not an option. This sign has the strongest intuition in the entire zodiac. Pisces has the strongest intuition in the entire zodiac. So you can forget it. You can forget that. Because a Pisces can smell infidelity a mile away. They can see it, they can feel it, they can sense it, even before you've actually done the act. Even if you're just considering, even if there's somebody at work that you've been talking to too much. Even if it's somebody you just texting on the phone, but you know good and well, you know what I'm saying, this person wants to be more than just your friend. Pisces people can feel, they have that intuitive nature very strongly. So don't even gamble with your relationship like that. Don't even gamble with don't even open up the door for that type of activity to even if you don't mean, you know, anything negative by it, but even if it can be perceived, don't do it. Don't make them jealous or insecure. You got to be solid with the Pisces. So if you know that aspect of Pisces and you do things out of a level of manipulation to try to make them feel insecure, you're wrong. And you shouldn't do that. And that's one way to lose a Pisces as well. So don't intentionally, knowing how intuitive they are, do things to put yourself in a position to make it look like you're not faithful, to make it look like you're out here doing X, Y, and Z. Be solid, be solid. Let them know that, hey, we good over here. You know what I'm saying? We're good. And you do that by not entertaining things that can even give a facade that something is going on that it's not, because some people like the attention. Now, some people, and to my Pisces people, if you're in a relationship with somebody and they're constantly making you feel insecure, get out. Nobody is worth your security. Nobody is worth you, because I mean, you guys have such a sensitive nature as far as with your intuition. Can you imagine going your whole life being with the person that constantly has you on high alert? You have to, that's a decision that you kind of have to make for yourself. But yeah, definitely, if you want to have a successful, strong, healthy relationship with the Pisces, definitely be solid with them. Be 100%. No games, no playing around, no even making it seem like you're doing something, but you're not. Just so you can say, oh, you're paranoid, or you're this, or you're emotional, and you're this. But you're doing things to bring out that side in them. You're doing things to make them feel vulnerable. So, yeah. So definitely, if you're interested in Pisces, take these little bits of wisdom that I'm giving you, apply it to your relationship. I hope that this, and I speak that this will be something that benefits people in their relationships, especially amongst the Black community, because we really struggle to relate to each other in our love language. Sometimes it can really be difficult, but I'm an advocate of looking into higher sciences like astrology, not just limited to astrology, but like astrology, to help us kind of navigate our relationships and compatibility, so we can start having more fruitful relationships, not just these crash and burn relationships like you get with somebody and then 2 months later it's just like, oh, it's over. Where is that person at? Like, and then going from one person to one person. Successful relationships, Black love, we got to get it back. We got to get it back functioning correctly, and this is one of the ways that we can. All right. Well, I hope this helps you guys, and I will talk to you guys a little bit later. Peace.